All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to tonight's webinar. So this is going to be a public one. This, we do these webinars on a daily basis inside the Nest Club. Myself, I do 3 webinars every week, and today I decided to do a public one for everyone here on YouTube. So I'm going to show you guys what we usually do in the Birb Nest webinars. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks from my own trading. I'm going to show you some details of my own trading system, my own trading strategy, and I'm going to show you guys some really interesting altcoin setups that I'm watching. All right, so yeah, let's do it. Let's run the intro and let's start with Bitcoin. All right, so let's take a look at Bitcoin here. We've got BTC USD on Bitstamp, and of course, guys, if you have any questions, if you have any questions about anything I'm covering tonight, or maybe you have any short request or anything like that, I'm thinking this is going to take 30 minutes, but it's probably going to be way longer because usually I say 30 minutes and it's more like 60 or 90 minutes. I'm probably going to end the stream when I see the viewer numbers decreasing significantly. All right, so let's do this. Let's give me anything you have, any questions, anything you want me to cover. If you want me to, just cover whatever, just let me know. So let's start with Bitcoin here. So I'm going to talk about what is my plans for Bitcoin. So you guys know that I've I entered Bitcoin when we broke above the 42 43k area. So I entered Bitcoin around this area right here with 100% of my desired position because I felt that it's just it's breaking out, and the probability of you seeing what's up, Andy? What's up, Andy? Hope you're doing good. All right, so we got all right. So Bitcoin was just breaking out, and I figured, why that's it. So basically, what I thought about was, the last time, like the last breakouts for Bitcoin, and especially when we broke 20k right here, like that really haunts me, right? When I didn't buy that breakout, I waited for retest and a retrace, but again, never happened, right? So I missed out on a big portion of that move. So when Bitcoin had that retrace down to the 20 EMA in a daily and the 50 EMA in a daily and daily stochastic bull cross, I kind of felt that with a daily bullish engulfing, I kind of felt that that kind of like that was the retest of the, like, everyone was waiting for a retest of the this area below, right? And that was the front running of that level, right? So that kind of confirmed it for me, right? We had a bounce inside the range. We're breaking above the range. We have done, we're done accumulating Bitcoin. So I bought the breakout, right? And my plan was all along to sell 50k, right? But I kind of chicken out, so I kind of fucked up because, like, well, I don't know if that's the right word, but and I should probably not curse on live because YouTube might do something. I don't know. Anyway, fuck it. So we got 50k right here, and I really wanted to sell Bitcoin at 50k, but like I said, I paper hands, So we had the rejection here, like the heavy rejection right here, 48, and I kind of panicked, so I sold 50% of my position, right? So I sold 50% of my position, still made it, decent move, right? Decent move. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to, like, at what levels do I want to buy Bitcoin, like buy back the 50%. I'm not going to sell the 50% that I have right now. I'm more interested in holding that long term. And because I bought that one right here, my invalidation level would be the daily 50 EMA, right? The regular viewer, watcher, whatever of the Nest Club webinars know that I'm very interested in the new bull run that we're obviously seeing right now, and I really hope we do see that break above 50k and continue the high time frame uptrend. But I'm pretty sure that that's going to happen, right? Not sure, but I think that's going to happen. I would love to see that happen, right? So For like my plans for the next move is to use the daily 50 EMA for Bitcoin as my invalidation level, just like I did on this run, right? So we bought the break and retest in the burdens of the 12.5k area, something like that. I entered with I think like 50, like 25 or 50% of my position, and I think I entered up in the 30k area with my full position. I'm a bit pissed that I missed like a 130% move or like a 2x on that position, but whatever, right? I made some good money on the rest of the bull run. But the idea all along was, I checked the market structure, and somewhere up around this area, I told myself that, you know what, if we have a daily open and close below the 50 EMA on the daily, I'm just gonna exit, right? And that happened right there. So that is when I exit my position on Bitcoin. And I haven't bought back any Bitcoin. Like, so I sold here, and this is actually the first time I'm buying back Bitcoin, because we now have a high time frame bullish break in market structure, and we're really breaking out and forming a nice bullish market structure above this range right here. And I do see some similarities from the previous bull run and how that started to what we're seeing right now. So I'm going to use the same invalidation level or technique or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to sell Bitcoin again when we have a daily open and close below the 50 EMA. And for a new entry, so looking at the current move of Bitcoin, I think a new entry where I want to buy the rest of the 50% of my desired position is going to be down in this area right here, where we have some good confluence between high time frame fibs, where we have the red fibs are the bearish fibs measured from this low to that's a high, not a low, from this high to that low. Then we have the bullish fib, the high time frame bullish fib, measured from that low to this high. And I really do like the fib confluence between the bullish fib and the bearish fib. Here we have the 0382 on both of them right here, right on the monthly open. And the monthly open and those two fibs is also inside the long reload zone, exactly on the 618 with the monthly open right here, measured from that low to this high. So basically looking at the daily, it's the low and the high of the latest move, and it's also the breakout move, the move that broke the level, right? The in my opinion, the most significant breakout for Bitcoin in a long time, right? So that area is very interesting. But the daily 20 EMA is at the 50% fib. So there's, it's highly likely that Bitcoin is not coming down to test the 42k level. A lot of people are looking at 42 to 43k. It might be highly likely that Bitcoin will just tap the daily 20 EMA right here, just like it did right here, and continue higher and kind of front running that whole reload zone in the monthly open and that nice area below. So my plan is watching the reaction to the daily 20 EMA, and then judge the price action, and then kind of enter if we have like a 4-hour bullish engulfing, a daily bullish engulfing, something that just tells me that it's about it's time to go long. Like here we had a daily bullish engulfing. It's just stochastic bull crest. Like there's a lot of small signs you can watch for to kind of confirm the entry, and I'm pretty sure that the Burbness members are somewhat aware of what I'm watching. I usually look at the stochastics RSI and a bullish engulfing candle. So my entry triggers for my main trading strategy is waiting for a pullback down to a significant level, and I would like that level to be confluent. Like it's going to be a breakout level, a good horizontal level. I would like that level to be confluent with a major EMA, and the EMAs I'm watching is the daily 20 and 50 EMA in combination with the 4-hour 20 and 50 EMA. And you can see the daily EMA right here, and then the 4-hour EMA is right here. I also like that level to be confluent with a significant fib level, which is, in my opinion, the most important ones are the 50% and the 618. And I'm also watching the reload zone right here. So I would like to have a stochastic bull cross and a bullish engulfing at that level, and that is my entry trigger. So if you look at, for example, on the daily right here, you had a daily bullish engulfing on the bounce of the 20 EMA on daily, and on the bull cross actually happened way later. But if you zoom into the 4-hour, so let's look at that on the 4-hour. Let's see if we had an entry trigger on the 4-hour. So it's at the fibs from the low to the high. Extend it. We see that price comes down and hits the 20 EMA on the 4-hour, confluent with the 382 fib. I mean, the 20 minute daily confluent with a 382 fib, and you have a 4-hour bullish engulfing right here and a stochastics bull cross right there. So stop loss will probably be down here on that, down here. Not sure if I would get stopped out on this one, probably stopped out at break even. But then again, you had a nice candle on the next one. So like the fact that we did print a daily bullish engulfing here and showing the entry triggers on the 4-hour kind of makes me want to go long down there, and I didn't, but whatever. So that is my plan for Bitcoin, right? And so either a retrace down to the daily 20 EMA, a nice nice entry trigger on the daily or the 4-hour, or looking at the 4-hour. And it looks quite toppy right here. I mean, it does look like it looks like the 4-hour trend is kind of losing momentum here. And if we can't reclaim the weekly open, I think we're going lower. And the 43K area looks like a great potential retest. And of course, also the 42K. But if there's a lot of bullish momentum coming in, I think that level will be front run. So another trade to the upside would be watching that level right there, where we have it's the area between 47.5 and 48. That would also be a decent trade where you want to go long on a break and retest off that level. The problem with this, right? So the problem with this setup right here is the risk to reward is terrible, because the 50K area is such a high time frame resistance area and such a strong resistance area that it most likely will get front ran, right? So it's just a terrible risk to reward. So I would just not take that trade, honestly. I would just wait for the 50K region to act as resistance and then go long on a deeper retrace. Good question. And before I answer this question, please leave a like in the video. And if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button so that you're going to be notified, and the little bell, that pressing that bell will notify you whenever I go live. All right. How to get the daily 20 EMA, 20 and 50 EMA in the same shot as the 4-hour 20 and 50 EMA. So I have a nice little indicator here, which is called, let's go to favorites. It's called Higher Time Frame EMA by somebody called Zen and the Art of Trading, right there. Really good indicator where you can add it to the shot. I have four ones added here, where I have the first one looks like this, right? I have it selected the 4-hour and then the 4-hour and then 20, which like I have the 4-hour and the daily EMAs visible on whatever time frame I'm watching. And let me show you a little trick here. On the 4-hour, I select the thinnest line, and on the daily, I select the next a bit thicker line. By doing it this way, you can distinguish the 4-hour EMAs and the daily EMAs by the thickness of the lines. And if you go down to the 1-hour, the lines will be dots, and the dots will be bigger and smaller and have bigger spaces in between them. So you know that this is the 4-hour EMAs and this is the daily EMAs. You can, of course, add 1-hour or whatever. Yes. So that's the one. And then I'm using for the weekly monthly open, I'm using a indicator called it's called Key Levels Spaceman BTC something. Hi, are we heading to 50K first, or are we going to retrace before? So like, I'm just going to be honest, like there's going to be a lot of people out there on YouTube and shouting like, we're going to 50K. I know we're going to 50K because it looks like we're going to 50K. Like nobody knows where we're going. Nobody knows anything, right? It's just nobody knows anything. All right. This is not a game of knowing where price is going. It's a game of looking at past behaviors of the market, looking at patterns, and then hoping for the patterns to repeat itself, and then finding an edge where you see that this pattern repeats itself more often than not, and the risk reward on taking those trades are in such a way that the winners are going to be bigger than the losers. So to answer your question, are we going to 50K? I don't know, but I can tell you this much: if we break above or just tick above the 48K area, I think it's highly likely that we do see a break out and test of the 50K region before going lower, right? So break above the 48K area, and I do think we hit 50K before breaking down lower. If we lose the 4-hour 50 EMA, I think it's highly likely that we go lower before hitting the 50K region. So right now, the local 4-hour trend seems, and it kind of feels a bit bullish, which means, we're going to trade higher until a break in trend. So what would confirm a break in trend? In my opinion, I would kind of view this level breaking as a confirmation of a break in trend. And I would be looking at that move right there. Just like we had here, right? Look at this, right? So you can use the replay function right here. So we're watching a pretty solid uptrend right here. We got double tops right here. But if we, if we move like this, and then hit that level as a bearish rejection, obviously we're not gonna go higher, and we're gonna break down. So check out what happened here. We reclaim that level right there, and the reclaim of that level tells us that the trend is now alive once again. So we go higher, but now we're at that level once again, and we're bouncing on it, right? And we're testing at support right now. And if we break lower, I'm expecting a bearish retest, and if we can't get a bearish retest, we reclaim that area. I think we're going to break out, right? Because you can only test resistance so many times. And if you break down and then reclaim that support, you're probably taking out a lot of stops here for longs, and breaking that, reclaiming that resistance once again is kind of sign of strength after sweeping the lows, just like happened right here. The difference, though, is this test was a test of the 4-hour 50 EMA. Breaking this level right here would kind of would break the 4-hour 50 EMA, which kind of signals a trend shift. I'm not using Fibonacci time at all when trading. Everything I'm trading, like the only thing I'm using in my analysis is the 4-hour 20 and 50 EMA, the daily 20 and 50 EMA. I'm using the weekly and monthly open. I'm using the Fibonacci tool, stochastics, RSI, but mostly just horizontal levels. That's basically it. Nothing more fancy than that. So that's Bitcoin. Let's talk about something more more fun, which is altcoins. So I'm gonna go through a very small list of green coins, a green list of coins. So I'm not sure if you guys are in, that's the wrong one. Not sure if you guys are in 1inch, but we have a running setup for 1inch in the Birb right now. TP 1 and 2 should be hit right here, and stops should be at entry. So nothing out of the ordinary here. We're just going to wait and see if we can reach the higher targets. The average on this trade would be somewhere around 3 or 4. 3.5, I think. So that's pretty decent. Atom, perp. Here's I'm gonna show you. I want to show you something here. I want to show you an example of a trade setup on the 1 hour here, which I'm also going to talk about CRV, which is a setup that I've just posted in the Burbness, but I'm going to show you on Atom how it basically is exactly the same setup, and I'm gonna show you on Atom, and then we're gonna take a look at CRV, so you can kind of compare the two. And I would like for you guys to kind of take what I'm giving you here and just try it out and let me know what you think. So what you're watching here is obviously an uptrend, a nice uptrend holding the 20 EMA on a daily, has broken above a significant area right here. We go down to 1 hour. And let's see, so we had this move right here, a breakout move. We add the fibs right here. fibs of this latest move. Let's just see where the high is first. Yeah, so that's the high. When you have a high, you put a fibs from the low to the high of the most recent up move. And you see here that you have the 4-hour 20 EMA right inside the long RLC. So what you're waiting for here now is, and this setup and system can be used on any time frame. So I'm just showing you it on the 1 hour. Usually I work with the daily and the 4-hour, but that's because I'm mostly trading the forex market, right? But in the altcoin market, it's like the altcoin market moves like 10 times quicker than the forex market. And when altcoin starts rallying, it's like you got to go down the lower time frames. You can't just wait for a 4-hour bullish engulfing when everything's moving, because when the 4-hour closes, it might just be way too late, right? So on the 1 hour, what we're watching and looking for right now is some type of 1 hour, like it could be 1 hour bullish engulfing here as well, but the perfect scenario is a 1 hour bullish engulfing somewhere inside this area right now, right here, with a bullish cross on the stochastics below 30 down here. And I would love for that to happen right on the 4-hour 20 EMA, which is this yellow dotted line right here. So let's see what happens here. All right, that is actually the, yeah, so that's the daily bullish engulfing. And you can also see right here that you're getting a bull cross below here. So I would either enter on the next bullish candle or on that 1 hour bullish engulfing. Stops would probably be below the 0.702, and then my take profits would be at the 0, the -236, and the -618 right there. The average on this trade would be 2.7. So that would be the trade, and it's really, really that simple, right? Really that simple. Let's see how this works out. If this is actually the trade I'm thinking about, hopefully it is. Yeah, so this is where we are right now. TP1 would have been hit here. Now let's take this example and let's go to CRV USD, which is the setup that I posted just now. So first of all, I've added a trend line right here, and trend line doesn't have to be perfect, right? It's just just a line that kind of connects the couple of price points, and if it makes sense, it makes sense, and if it's conflict with a good area, it's something I want to be buying, right? So on CRV right here, we had a retrace down into the RLC, the 618 right here, just like on the last update on Atom. And so it's a bounce on trend line. We have the 1 hour stochastic bull cross right here below 30. It hits the 618 and it reclaims the daily, the 4-hour 20 EMA. So if you look at the trend here, it's clearly a bullish trend, higher highs and higher lows. And this kind of feels like it's ready to break out because of the fact that it had a successful, like a 1 hour bullish engulfing here. So the same kind of goes with this setup right here, but the TPs on this one are based on levels to the left, basically, because I want this one to be like this could really run if it breaks out here, because we already had a nice breakout here, a fake out, and then we see a bullish market structure forming right after that fake out, which usually means it wants to break out again, and that time is probably not going to be a fake out. But if this setup would be played like the last one, I would use TPs as my take profit, and that TP2 would actually be the last take profit. But because everything is running and this is the altcoin market, I kind of want to have way higher targets and not trade it like if I would be trading the forex market. So let's see if we can actually find something interesting to enter tonight or soon. Let's take a look at XRP as well. So I'm constantly watching the chat. So you don't have to say XRP like 4 times, and the chances are if you spam the chat with extraordinary request, I'm probably not going to take a look at it. But let's take a look at it. So XRP on the daily, hitting resistance, looks ready for a. All right, so hitting high time frame resistance here, right? And it's probably inside the short RLC of the latest down move, which is this one. And yeah, as you can see right here, it's in the short RLC right here, hitting the 618, got rejected at the 0.702. So this is not something I would be longing right here. right? So I would wait for a retrace, and the obvious level for a retrace is going to be this level. Now you might look at this and like, obviously it's not going to retrace this far, but it might. It very well might do that, and if it does, it's going to be a beautiful entry, right? A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful entry. Look at the 4 hour 15-minute right here, and yeah, so I really like that. Now it's actually testing the 4 hour 20-minute right here, and the stochastics are sized well in the oversold territory. So yeah, it like if we do see, but it also kind of looks like it's breaking the uptrend right here. I mean, you have a level right here. It's kind of, I wouldn't be longing this. It just doesn't really fit my trading style or trading system. So this is nothing I'm going to be longing. But if we do see a major breakdown down to the $1 area, I'm definitely going to be interested in trading. No, it's not me in its thumbnail. I'm not sure if you're watching this, but no. I should really get like I should get some photos of me, because I'm tired of these generic thumbnail images. But it's like, yeah, I should really do that. Yeah, so XRP, not gonna buy XRP here. Waiting for a retrace. So let's take a look at other short requests. It feels like I'm just keep on talking. Link. Let's look at link. Do we have link on FTX? Yes. Link. Oh man, fuck. Yeah, link is looking very good. I'm thinking link taking profits. What do you mean on what? Taking profits on what? So yeah, we have yeah, link right here looks like it's gonna. Ah man. All right, so on link, I would love to go long on in somewhere in this area, maybe even up here. So somewhere in this area right here for the the blue box, I would love to go long here, and let's add some type of trend line right here, like something like that. Maybe even this. Maybe hit that trend line. Maybe hit the 54-hour EMA. I don't know, but that area is definitely a very interesting area to go long on link. And I think if the uptrend is going to continue, I think we're going to hit the $40 area probably for link in the next couple of weeks. Yeah. Luna. Wow. God damn it. Don't you love when you pull up a shot and you're like, you're watching this and you're like, maybe I'd go long here, and then in hindsight you have that beautiful entry trigger right there on the 4 out 20 EMA. Take profits on any trade. Good questions. I actually have I released a video on that yesterday, so check out the YouTube channel and look for a video I uploaded yesterday called I think somewhere use this trick to find good profit taking levels, and that's gonna answer your questions on that. So what else we have? We have dot, right? So let's look at dot. Yeah, this was a scalp trade I took on dot the other day. Now I'm very interested in dot actually, because I do think it looks very good here. So dot actually came down and tested the high time frame RLC quite nicely. Right, so I got an alert on NCDJPY. Just let me check this one quickly. All right. All right. Yeah, so I'm just watching two setups here on NCD. Gonna monitor that one. Just give me a second here. Just putting some new alerts up here. Right, so we got dot perp here. I think it came down and it bounced inside the long RC here beautifully, and I do think it's it's definitely coming up into the short RC here. So I think that is the idea here with dot. And yeah, so we had that nice break and retest of the 618 right here. But for dot, I am thinking we might want to go long down in that area right here, around 23. So I'm just adding an alert right there and one above. So that's my idea for dot, just a retrace down here. Just like, all right, so whatever, whatever coin you're asking about tonight, I can tell you this. All I'm looking at is, do we have a support level below? Do we have an untested support level below? And if that support level is confluent with either the 4-hour 20 or 50 EMA or the daily 20 and 50 EMA, and especially if it's confluent with a the 50% or the 618 of the latest up move, which is going to be that move. Look at that, beautiful. Let's add the 50 as well. Like that is just perfect for dot right there. And honestly, most altcoins look like this, which tells me a retrace down into that area would be a beautiful level to go long. Let's like another example, FTM USD, right? Look at that. Nice breakout level right here, 4-hour 20 EMA, RLC, wait for that retrace. Sushi, got that blue box right there. Add Fibonacci's to that move, and you might think that, we're gonna, it's might test the 50% right there, and we also have the 4-hour 20 EMA below, so that might be a good trade as well. So basically, I'm just waiting for some type of retrace here. Not gonna enter Probably not going to enter any more positions tonight because I do feel like we're overbought. I do think we're in for a retrace. And looking at Bitcoin, it kind of feels like Bitcoin might actually break down here. It does look quite likely, but I don't know. Like I've thought that for a couple of days now. So it's not a matter of like what I think will happen. It's just wait for something to happen, then trade whatever's actually happening. Right. So let's take a look at Doge. Kind of interesting here on Doge. So we had this set up a couple of days ago, and this was a good example I showed about a bullish break in market structure. We had a bearish market structure, and then I had a bullish break in market structure, and that is when you want to go long. We have the long RLC and the short RLC. I'm looking for a move from the long RLC basically up to the short RLC. So this is the setup, a nice 10-hour trade. And as you can see here, it's just following the trend basically. And another setup I like to trade, and something I like to do is when you have a move out of a break out of the high time frame long RLC, something you will usually see is a rounded retest of the 618 before a continuation move to the upside. So I think that would be a very nice trade for Doge. So I'm thinking something like this. Now when adding that level, look at that. It's like it actually came down and touched that level. So this might actually be the retest. But I'm going to wait for the 4-hour 20 EMA to get hit if I'm looking for a new entry on Doge, like anything else. What else? EGLD. Looks like it wants to break out, and if it does break out, I'm going to be watching the break and retest of that breakout level, which is going to be this level right here. So I'm looking for the breakout. I'm then going to go long on the retest of the 4-hour 20 or 50 EMA, preferably with 4-hour stochastics in the oversold territory. I'm actually going to add that to the green list. All right, I got Luna. Man. Yeah, so last setup I posted on Luna was this one, which didn't really work out that well. I mean, if you didn't get stopped out, you would at least have hit TP a couple of months later. I think this might be the COVID crash, actually. Anyway, Luna. Yeah, I mean, this is just way, like, it's just, yeah, so this is way overextended here. Like, I can't really, like, this is not something I can buy right here. I have to, like, I want to wait for a retrace down to the 4 hour 20 email right here. So this level right here looks good. The $18 area looks good for an entry on Luna. If we can retrace down further, entering here, I kind of feel like it's just FOMOing in, basically. Soul, same thing here. I mean, this trade is gone. You know, it's gone. The entry, like, this was the entry, right? Look at this. Look how, like, look at that. It's just perfect. It's perfect. Comes down, hits that 618, 0.618 right here, forms a 4 hour bullish engulfing, reclaims the 20 EMA, stochastics RSI bull cross. Like, that is your entry right there. And it's gone, right? That would be the trade. That's what you're supposed to look for. And that's what we got on CRV, right? That's why I entered this one, because it kind of had that same thing going on. Now, this might get stopped out, like, I don't know, but at least there's a behavior here which keeps on repeating, right? Where there's a clear trend hitting that trend line, the 20 and 50 EMA, stochastics, bull cross. You know, it's a clear trend here, and the same thing goes for Soul, where you had this, right? You had a nice uptrend, higher highs and higher lows, using the 20 and 50 EMA as support, and every good entry has a stochastic bull cross below 30. So if you would have entered any of these, you would have, you know, made money, profitable trades, and the last one would have been a insanely profitable trade where it just keeps on running. And that's the whole idea with what I'm doing, right? I'm just trying to enter as soon as there's an enter trigger and leave a moon bag. Hopefully CRV can pull something similar, but that's only if Bitcoin doesn't break down here. If Bitcoin breaks down, obviously CRV will get, you know, I'm going to get stopped out on this one, obviously. So I'll also enter this with slightly lower risk because of the risk of Bitcoin, you know, breaking down. But there's like there has been the risk of Bitcoin breaking down for many days now. So yeah, it's a bit risky. Right, so we got more requests, SRM, USDT. So guys, I can't, like, I'm not going to be able to do the webinar much longer. So what I'm trying to do here is, like, the short request is, you know, taking a little bit longer, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, with every short request, I'm trying to do something educational, right? So I'm not only going to tell you guys, like, buy here, sell here. I want to, like, show you why I think you should be buying in certain areas and selling in certain areas. So SRM, like, it's the same thing here. It's just the same thing here. Entry trigger here, entry trigger here. Had an entry trigger here as well. Like, here, there's just nothing for me here. Sometimes I like adding the 1 hour emails as well, but it's so we might, like, there might be any, like, some good confluence if we hit that weekly open, if the 4 hour 20 EMA. So I'd say check the weekly open on SRM. Check if you have a bounce on a weekly open, and if everything looks good, you might want to enter on that one. All right, what else? We have Mana. Mana. Is it on FTX? No, it's on Binance. All right, so this one hasn't really started running like crazy. So look at the 1 hour. That's a good. All right, so let's see. All right, so Mana isn't looking that bad. So I can tell you this. If mana continues to run, and let's say it's going to hit the the 618 or something, I'd like the 1.0952 as the last take profit. And it reclaimed the weekly open. It looks pretty good. On the 1 hour, you could say it kind of bounced on that support level right here. So if you want to enter mana at current prices, you have to make sure that you're okay with a 5% drop to the downside. And the upside potential here is pretty good, where you might want to go long somewhere in this area. And the move to the upside would be like 25, 20 to 30% or something like that. Around 25, I would say. So this is not a terrible idea on mana. However, I would like to see, stochastics, RSI in the oversold territory. I don't know, but this does actually look like it wants to continue higher. But I can't really post a trade or take a trade on this because it doesn't really. It's the second retest, right? And it's no clean retest, so I can't really post something on this. But if you want to go long on mana, like as long as you're okay with a 5% stop loss or 6 or 7% stop loss, I would definitely say that this is interesting, an interesting opportunity. Matic, is there any entry on Matic? Looks very similar here. Matic looks very similar to mana. I wouldn't want to enter here. Like the entry on Matic was here and here. So it kind of feels like the best entries for altcoins are gone, right? It's the entry happened yesterday, the good entries happened yesterday, so let's just wait for better entries. Alice USD, do we have Alice USDT? Yeah, so Aperture posted something here on Alice. Posted it as a breakout trade. It kind of makes sense, makes sense that breakout trade. However, it's not the type of trade that I'm trading. Like I'm not trading this type of setup. However, like it makes sense. So this would be my trade on mana. All right, guys, I can't, there's so many goddamn, there's so many short requests. So I gotta do it a bit quicker here. So the trade for me on Alice is a break and retest of the area between the monthly open and the weekly open, right? So the 13.5 area is what I would go long on Alice. If you're already in the long, it looks pretty good. All right, so dent USD. Do we have USDT right there? Dent, yeah, breaking down. We got a breakdown happening. I'm on the wrong one. God damn it. So yeah, we have a breakdown here. Is that because Bitcoin is breaking down? Let's see. Probably. God damn it. That means CRV will probably get stopped out. Fuck. Whatever. It is what it is. If this one gets stopped out, at least we bought the top. That's something. But I'm thinking, it's all a game of probabilities. With a, me personally in altcoin market, I have above 6% win rate, and in the forex market I have around 50 to 60% win rate. So I'm okay with losing 1 hour on this one because the market has been crazy last couple of days. But yeah, let's see what happens. If Bitcoin breaks down, this is going to break down. And so looking at dent kind of makes me think that, it's we're gonna break down here. Definitely happening here. I mean, this has just run too much. Like, it's interesting that most of the short request I'm getting is coins like this one that has already moved, and it really shows something interesting here. It tells me that people are more interested in buying stuff when it has already moved quite significantly, right? So it's important to remember that when the chart looks like this, it's too late. It's too late, right? You look at the 4 hour, and like this was a good trend right here. Like this was a decent trend, but then you had that move, and it's just too late. It's just too late. Do not try to chase pumps. With that said, I would look for a reaction at the 4-hour 50 EMA for dent. A bounce on the 4-hour 50 EMA, if it's confident with a good horizontal, I would like to do that. EGLD, he has already posted his setup. I'm not sure. Not sure what you're talking about. Let's see, do we have an active setup on EGLD? No, I can't find a setup on EGLD. Bell. Yeah, this was actually one I looked at closely because it really did have some good. So what I don't like about this coin is all the wicks. It makes it look weird. So let's shift to the line chart right here. Yeah, I think I just can't trade this because I feel like it's just an ugly shot. I can't really. It just makes no sense. But if I had to enter this, I would probably enter around the $2 area where you have the 4-hour 50 EMA. Phil. This looks good. Looks like it wants to break out. We have some pretty interesting. I think that would be a good entry. So if we do get a breakout on Phil, I would go long on the break and retest of this level right here. So I would wait for a breakout and then go long on a retest. So the area is $75 would be my entry on a break and retest for Phil USDT. FTT. I don't like this. Looks like the trend is potentially ending here on FTTs. I would look for a move lower, and I would probably keep my eyes on the daily 20 EMA, which is around 44, like 43 or 44. All right, guys. I think that's it. All right, let's do two more. SNX USDT. Yeah. Not sure why I missed this one. Didn't have any alerts on here, but this is also, this feels like, obviously watching this is gone. Had this idea worked out, but looking at this now, I kind of feel like looking at the daily, it's just testing that resistance area. It looks likely that we're going to see a move lower, and I can't really find anything on this one. Maybe because I'm getting tired, but I just can't really find anything decent on this one right here. So I can't really help you with that. I might want to be buying the 11.5. But I'd rather not do any analysis on this because any advice I'd give you would be just shitty. Let's do AVX. Like sometimes you open up a chart and you're like, I don't know what's going on, you know, like I can't find anything. And if you can't see anything, if you can't find anything, if you know what, let's do the legacy markets because we really got something going on here. So yeah, on AVX, AVAX, whatever it's called, this level right here, beautiful, 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 beautiful. 18.5. Go long and a retest of 18.5. That's what I would like to do. Right, so before we end the webinar, I have a orange list here on the legacy markets because we got some really interesting setups going on in the legacy markets as well. And we got some alerts going on as well. We got S&P 500 is breaking. God damn it. Fuck, man, I really wanted to buy that. I missed that breakout. All right, so the S&P 500 is breaking out, which means, you know, short-term Bitcoin usually follows quite nicely. So let's see what happens here. I'm not liking this forward candle. That looks like shit. So let's hope we get something more interesting here. So we get something interesting here. Right, so S&P 500 is breaking all-time highs again and again and again, it seems. But yeah, I missed a pretty good opportunity here because we had that 4-hour bullish pin bar on the 4-hour 50 EMA with a stochastic bull cross. So I'm actually thinking like, I'm thinking I might want to put in some entry orders on the weekly open, like right here. So let's see if this actually makes sense. The thing is, whenever you break into new all-time highs, you tend to get a pretty heavy retrace, right? And looking at the behavior of the daily trend, it usually comes down and hits the 50 EMA. And it kind of feels like we should see, if this behavior is going to continue, we should see a move down into the daily 50 EMA. So it might be a bit greedy of me to enter something like this. Actually, yeah, I think yeah, let's not do that. Let's add some more alerts instead. Thanks, man. Like, right. So the thing is, it's not that I I tried to make it as simple as possible, but honestly, like it is simple. Right? It is very simple, right? So like it's just so trading like TA is actually quite simple, but it's the trading part that's extremely difficult. So what I mean by that is like we all know that you're supposed to buy the dips in an uptrend. You're supposed to sell resistance, buy support. When you have an uptrend with higher highs and higher lows, if you have a dip down to the last high and it's a good level to buy, used to buy it with a stop below the bounce or whatever. Like it's quite simple. The problems start to arise when you actually enter the position and you start to question yourself, like will this go higher? Was that a good stop loss? And then to follow your plan, like your plan might be to take profit at certain areas where you think the price might hit resistance, and that plan might be perfect, right? And before you enter the trade, you think it's a perfect plan, but then you're in the trade and the all the emotions start running around and you start questioning yourself and you start asking like, is this a good idea? And that kind of stuff, which might lead to taking profits too early, which in the long run will mean that you're way less profitable. So stuff like that, right? It's that's the stuff that really is the hard thing about trading. So TA is actually quite easy, right? It's quite easy. And I know that, for many beginners watching this, you might say, TA is absolutely not simple. And if you're the kind of person who feels like you've been studying TA and it's just extremely frustrating because you can't really understand and you can't find the good resources, what I would recommend you guys do is remove everything, right? So remove everything from the chart. Remove all the indicators, right? So you remove all the indicators, right? So no indicators, and you focus on market structure and horizontal levels, right? So you look at S&P 500 here, for example. Like you don't need any indicators or anything like that. The indicators are made for you to enhance your understanding of the basics of trading. And for me, that is, you find market structure, right? You look at a bullish market structure with higher highs and higher lows, and like you want to go long on any like any of these dips, and especially if it's a dip that's confluent with a major support level right here, right? So you have a pretty good breakout level and a support level right here. So whenever you have a major breakout and price comes down, like price breaks above here and it comes down and hits that level, as soon as you see that level kind of acting as support, just buy that retest, put your stop loss below the the last swing low prior to the breakout. That's it. That's basically it. Now the S&P 500 might be a bad example, but like just do this. I promise you, it's going to be so much easier. And then when you understand the idea of the break and retest in a trending market, that is when you add the indicators and you try to find confluence, right? So you're like, all right, so we got a breakout, and now you have a perfect confluence with a daily 50 EMA and a breakout level. So what you want to do is like that is the level you're going to be watching. So now you have pinpointed, instead of using this whole level, now you're pinpointed the area to that level right there using daily 50 EMA. So then after a couple of weeks, you might have a good understanding of EMAs. You might want to add the Fibonacci's, right? So you add the Fibonacci tool, and now you see that, like, wait a minute, the 50% is in perfect confluence with the daily 50 EMA, right? So that is your area of interest, right? So now you add the stochastics RSI, and when you have that flip, like that test right here, you're gonna ask yourself like, well, the behavior of this trend is that on every major bounce, you have the stochastics RSI in the oversold territory, almost, right? So if that behavior is going to repeat itself, I'm going to go long. And like if the behavior repeats itself and you have a break and retest of a horizontal level, that is when you buy. But the important thing here is we found this without having the indicators on. Like I added the indicators after finding the good break and retest strategy. So the indicators are only there to kind of pinpoint an entry, to make it a little bit better and finding maybe high probability trades. But I mean, when I started trading, I traded only using horizontal support and resistances. I had a win rate of 50%, and I used only horizontal levels. No indicators, just price action and horizontal levels. And literally all I did was wait for a breakout. I then put in blind limit orders at the breakout point with a stop loss below the swing low that created the breakout. It's that simple. It's just insane. But with a 50% win rate, if you have an average R of above 1, you're profitable. You're profitable. It's that simple. Right. So before we go, just a quick scan through the legacy markets here again. So this was a trade we had running, like it's pretty unfortunate, but let's not talk about that one. Two main ones I'm interested in right now is Euro 50. I think I might actually have to take a trade here. So Euro 50, US 30, UK. Let's remove that one. Right, man. That's awesome, man. Really, really glad. So I really do enjoy like all the positive feedback and the comments, guys. Like that's why we're doing this, right? So we're a trading education community. So anything that helps you guys is greatly. That just makes me want to do this even more. So I told you guys I was gonna do 30 minutes, and here we are 60 minutes later, wondering what the hell I'm doing. So look at Euro 50 here. We had a pretty decent retrace down to the 4-hour 50 EMA right here. We have a 4-hour stochastic bull cross, which would be confirmed on this 4-hour candle. And I kind of like this market structure right here. So what I'm thinking is I want to go long on a break and retest of this level right here based on the whole behavior of the trend, and the whole idea is based on 4-hour, but the entry would be based on the 1-hour kind of breaking and retesting this level right here. So when we have a decent 4-hour candle closing above this level, I would then look for a 1-hour round retest of the 4-hour 20 EMA. That would activate this setup. And the trade would look something like this. TP1 would be the weekly open. And then I would just try to put in 2 more TPs where the average R of the trade would be 2.5 probably. That means TP1 would be here. TP2 would be right here. And something, let me show you here. So we got the range tool here. It's the Fibonacci tool with the 1, the 0, and the 50 marked out. This gives me the level between these two 25% profit, which means I'm taking 50% profit right here. So if I want to find, and the next take profit is going to be 50%, which means if I want like the average R should be 2.5. So that means the last take profit needs to be up here. So that is when I'm going to exit 50%, right? Somewhere in this area. So let's say 42.59. So that would be the trade. It's probably going to look something like this. And let's say on this breakout move, we get rejected at the weekly opens. We can kind of try to predict where the fibs would be to see if we might have some added confluence, right? So the 0 up at the weekly open. Yeah, you know what? Let the 50s down here. I don't like that. So definitely have to, but I like the fact that the take profit is looking pretty good. We have, you know, the TP1 below the 0 and the TP2 below the -236, and then the last TP at the minus RLC, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, this is something I'm watching. You know, I'm very tempted in going long like right here, but and that might actually be a good idea. But I like it. It kind of looks like I should wait for break and retest, because so like a lot of times in the past I've just decided to buy here, get stopped out, buy here, get stopped out, buy here, get stopped out, and it's really frustrating because I know that big part of my system is waiting for break and retest, and if I can't wait for break and retest, I'm not following my rules, and usually that means less profitability. So I have to stay patient here and actually wait for the breakout. All right, that's it. Let's see if Bitcoin can move higher. If Bitcoin does move higher, CRV USD is most likely breaking out. Otherwise, we're going to get stopped on this one. And let's hope that the Euro 50 trade might work out. Do you have a HODL crypto portfolio? What do you have in your HODL? Right, so I don't have any long-term holdings. I'm not a short-term trader. I'm a day trader, and that's the only thing I'm interested in. However, there's 2 products that I really do like, and it's EXRD, which is EXRD, and then it's Wi-Fi DAI. That's 2 products that I have holdings of, which I really like. It's a solid products, hardworking team, and I really think we're going to see some huge things from them in future. So that's 2 bags that I actually have, and it's not really huge trades. It's just positions that I'm okay if it goes to zero. Well, not really, but I'm okay if it lose quite a lot of its value. So I'm just gonna leave it and see if I can exit them at the end of the potential bull run. So let's say Bitcoin runs for 3 months and then it loses a daily 50 EMA. Obviously, that also means I'm going to exit all my HODL portfolios. So even my HODL portfolios, my long-term holdings, could be a couple of weeks trades or a couple of months or even a couple of years. It all depends on the trade, like the trend for Bitcoin and the general crypto market. Mostly I'm trading the Forex market short term, and when altcoins is in a bullish market structure, I do trade altcoins more and Bitcoin. But last couple of months I've been trading Forex mostly, but now that we have a major shift in the crypto market, I do believe that this is now when you should be focusing more heavily on altcoins and Bitcoin. And one of the biggest reasons why I don't have any HODL portfolios is I'm a terrible investor, right? I suck at it, right? Like, first of all, you can give me a white paper of anything, and I would fall in love with it, right? You can give me a white paper of whatever, like a cucumber revolutionary thing, like a new type of tomato. I don't care. Like, I would probably invest in it, and it would go up 25%, and I would sell. You know, so I'm just a terrible investor. Like I don't like fundamentals. I suck at that. And holding long term, I'm just not. I'm way too impatient. I'm like, fuck this. I'm just gonna sell. I'm not gonna sit in this for weeks or months, and then 3 weeks and 3 months later, you see it has doubled in price or some shit like that. So like it's just something that I wish I would like to work on, but I don't. So I'd rather just day trade. All right, guys, that's it for me. That's it for me. Thank you for joining, everyone, and please leave a like on the video if you like this. Subscribe to the channel, and let me know if you need any help with anything. If you're a Birb Nest member, you can just tag me in the Nest Club, and I can help you out. Send me a DM on Twitter or Discord or whatever. My DMs are always open. All right, take care, guys, and see you guys in the next one.